My name is Tara Pawlak. I'm the VP of Demand Generation. And first off, thank you for coming to this session because I know it's your 25th session on AI in 24 hours, right? I have 3 goals for this session. 1, that you remember this session. That's my personal goal. 2, that you learn a little something. And 3, that you take action off this session. So that is all up to you. So let's get started. So what is revenue leakage? Revenue leakage is the revenue that you could and should be earning, but you have inefficiencies in your sales process. So let's have a raise of hands. Who has revenue leakage? Everybody. Okay, we got that down, right? So despite not wanting revenue leakage, unfortunately, this is the case for many businesses, no matter the shape or size, right? Where does this start? Starts with marketing, and it goes all the way through your funnel. So it can start from lead generation, lead qualification, right? Then it gets passed over to sales. Sales does their thing, qualification, evaluation, doing their best with the demo, negotiation, and then all the way through customer success. So you can kind of refer to this as your go-to-market team or whatever makes sense for your business, right? So now we know what that is. $2 trillion, according to Boston Consulting Group, says revenue is lost for businesses each year. So if you don't believe me, you will believe Boston Consulting Group, right? And that's just the direct financial hit that the market is seeing right now. And there's so many more other implications. So growth, your ability to grow in your market and be successful and hit your goals, right? That's related to revenue, but there's other ways of growing, right? Resources, tech, dependencies, teams, competition. You really need to hit those goals, right? In order to compete in the market. You have really big players or you're just starting out. It's really a big part of your go-to-market strategy. Brand reputation, that one's near and dear to my heart, right? But the way that you treat your customers and your prospects and all the way through that buying cycle, from someone who doesn't know your brand to interacting to selling to operating every single day, right? That's your brand reputation. That's how they feel about you. And last but not least, employee happiness. Now, we don't want to go near this one, right? We need happy employees. Employees want to be on winning teams, right? So this is something that can all be indirect implications of revenue leakage. So now we all know what revenue leakage is. What causes revenue leakage? My least favorite one, the first one up there, misaligned sales and marketing. This is a hot topic always. Typically, your marketing and sales leader need to be on the same page. But where does that actually intersect when it's not a great alignment? Opportunities, right? That's revenue leakage. When you're not on the same page, and that is a direct result of it. Lack of proper insights. Typically, this can be a rev ops function, sales ops, right? You're supposed to be the right-hand team to the C-level, and you need to provide insights back to the business. And that can also cause revenue leakage if you don't have the right insights. The next one, manual processes and human errors. I would say that this conference, the admins and the CRM, our technical gurus of the world, they know a lot about this, right? Automation is key to avoiding a lot of this. Lead management, that is something that is near and dear to most marketers, but it also transfers to sales, right? That's something that if you can have a better experience, you have better speed to lead time, all of those things really impact the bigger process here. And the last one, not leveraging customer data effectively. I did a session on optimizing customer experience once, and I left this last statement of every business is in business because of your customers, right? You need customers. You should know what really grows their business. Are they adopting your technology? And you need to leverage that customer data effectively. So where are we today? There's a large amount of data that's analyzed, right? In all different teams. Sometimes it's in Salesforce CRM. You're lucky enough to have Tableau, or maybe you're using Excel. And so you're trying to do this and process data at many speeds, right? You need it faster. You're looking back at the last quarter, what happened. And the inefficiencies with this is, who's doing that analysis? People. We're doing that analysis, right? So we make human errors. We're not as fast as something else that you could be implementing. What is that? You guessed it. It's AI. It's changing the game, right? So 30% of B2B organizations have already invested in AI technologies to help drive revenue. I personally think it's an impressive step. A lot of people are at this conference. How do I adopt AI? How does it help my business? I'm not really sure, right? And this number will just go up and up and up, right? That's why we're all here to learn and grow and figure out really the impact of that on each business. So the second stat is actually my favorite one on this slide, that companies attribute 6.3% of revenue growth because of AI. When you first look at it, not a great number, or maybe it's small, but wouldn't everybody in the audience take 6.3 right now, right? Everybody, your hand is up, you will definitely take it. Knowing that if you adopt this technology, that could be a result, right? We have to figure out where that revenue is coming from today. And so what all of this does and where does it come into play is data is even more and more important. But it's not just data, right? It's reliable, accurate, and trustworthy data. And that's where we are today. So I'm going to go over a 4-step process of how you can think of stopping revenue leaks. First up, you have to fuel the AI engine with data. You can't get to the best insights and intelligence using AI without the level of data that you need. You can't have gaps in it, right? Because then you're not understanding and utilizing everything that your sales team does from a day-to-day process. Second one, now do you have the data? Put in the AI, spot those analytics, right? Where are you leaking the revenue? Where can you improve? But it's not just about using AI to spot it. You need to do something after that, right? You can't have all the strategy in the world and identifying, you got to take action. So actionable insights is step 3. And the last one is then executing, right? You have to get the insights, action it, but then analyze after that. Did it work? Did it not work? Are there other areas of improvement that we may have missed?
Good.
So we're going to break down the steps now.
Okay.
I personally like examples, so we're going to go over with an example of a company that I made up, and it's called DataByte Solutions. So DataByte Solutions is a very typical company that they have a lot of data outside the Salesforce CRM, right? Unfortunately, but that's how business operates, right? That's just a myth that we're going to do it all within Salesforce, but that's the reality, right? So they use Outlook, they use Slack, they use Zoom, they probably use DocuSign. They're using all different types of apps and technologies in their sales process. And this is all sitting outside. So first, we got to gather all the right valuable insights that really impact their business. Some businesses might want to take in all the sales activities. Some might choose to do more of a custom workflow that maybe they don't want certain titles to be automatically logged in Salesforce, or maybe certain meetings or things like that. And figuring out how to actually capture all that through automation and not relying on your sales team, right? Manual inefficient data. So now this is what DataByte Solutions did. That's step 1. They got through it. It's in our favorite CRM. Great, right? Step 2, it's now inserted in the opportunity stage where the pipeline really comes in here. And so on this screen, it's showing a visual funnel of revenue leakage. Then the first example here is slip. That's where my eye goes, right up here in the black and the red, unfortunately. And it's showing now DataByte Solutions has 10 opportunities, which equal $350,000 that have slipped. And what that means is the AEs put a close date of, say, this quarter. They moved that out into next quarter. And the best part about this is in real time. Are you a sales leader? Are you a CRO? And you have your reps say, no, I got it, right? I'm going to close that. But you can go and look, and you know the second that it's flipped. And so that's the analysis data that instead of having to ask and prompt and understand on your own as a human, the AI can start to spot that, see what that is. Also with lost opportunities too. Not the great one, right? But we need to know that. We need to be able to forecast more accurately and have less anxiety, like my friend Rob here, our VP of sales says, right? We're held to numbers. That's today's world. But it isn't just historical, it's real time. So AI can spot your last quarter and understanding where those opportunities fell or they accelerated. So it's not all doom and gloom, even though those examples I just said aren't going in the right way. We have to understand where the leakage is. But AI can also show you some very positive things. the customer segments that are expanding. What are your best expansion, right? What about personas that move through the funnel the fastest? Different things like that, or your best email templates or follow-ups. That's a lot of data that's done today by humans that we can now do with AI. So now we spotted them, we have to take action, right? So this is all about actionable intelligence. So DataByte Solutions, they captured their data, step one. Step two, they layered the AI there, they see where they're slipping in the deals. And now you gotta really dig in, right? You gotta take action on what those actually mean. So starting with marketing here, DataByte Solutions found that when an inbound lead comes and we don't contact them within 2 hours, the conversion rate drops 20%. I don't know about you, but no marketing leader wants to see a conversion rate drop that high ever with someone who really wants to come in and talk to your team, right? So that's actionable. You can say, wow, we need to increase this, right? We're not doing 2 hours anymore. We need to automate. It needs to be 5 minutes. Speed to lead is important to marketers. But then furthermore, DataByte Solutions figures out, but sales, their follow-up, the conversion rate drops 15% if they don't follow up within their sales process in 1 day. Imagine combining those now, you're at 35%. Like that's actionable intelligence that you can actually go talk to your revenue team to figure out how to improve. And that's like really the big difference, right? And all the way to customer success. And I would say this part is actually very relevant in the last couple of years. What are we all talking about in tech that can really help us? Retention, renewal, churn, right? That topic I don't think has been talked about as much in the last couple of years. So DataByte Solutions, they roll out new features and functionality every quarter. They looked in, they saw that the feature adoption is at 12%. Their competitors, industry benchmark, 35. So they now know, remember I was talking about the competitive advantage, they're not as good as their competitors, right? And so the hardest thing in tech, right? When you buy technology and then you're looking at renewal, what? Adoption. If my budget is gonna get cut, I'm gonna look to see what is my team utilizing? What are they getting? We want sticky customers, right? So we want them to adopt our technology. That's an example of the actionable intelligence that you could go to your CS team and really try to improve there. Step 4, we went over data, we went over AI insights. Now we went over actionable intelligence, and it doesn't just stop there, right? We have to figure out how to execute better. And for DataByte Solutions, it's understanding, okay, we figured out all of this, we're gonna execute on it, but how exactly do we do this? Because it's spread across different people, different teams, right? And that's where recommendations come in. And we call it signals, right? So we're gonna signal to the appropriate people the actions that they should take with recommendations, but then we're gonna go a step further. Did they take it? Did that happen? Did it work, right? And this can be AI coaching, this can be summaries, it can be many different things according to like the different parts of the funnel. So with marketing, you see better quality communication. Sales, we're seeing faster response times, right? They fix that follow-up there. It all the way goes to conversion rates. And overall, as a business, you have improved collaboration. I also like to look at this slide as you have alignment, right? You're not making, decisions when you're leaking revenue on gut. And we all do that. We're all human, right? So that's the beauty of AI, is really embracing it, to look at it, to say, we can execute better. And when we do this, what's going to happen? So it's kind of that full cycle, right? We always tend to think that the funnel goes down. Oh, they're a customer and they're just going to stay, right? You got to keep it going. It's actually a circle here. So some do's and don'ts with preventing revenue leaks. Any tool is really as good as the way that you adopt it. And I really think the plan to adopt it is really where to start. So in this conference, right, all the talk is about AI, but really I'm hoping that you leave here and think, how can I, in my role and in my company, prevent revenue leakage, right? What can it do for us? It needs to be tied to your business objectives and not just what I spoke up with these use cases. The use case on DataByte Solutions is just one use case of thousands, right? So you really have to do like any other business case, start with your business and how it works and how you can build a workflow that makes the most sense for you. And the data, right? I think that part is super crucial to understanding your data management, your data integrity. I know that's not new for this crowd by any means, but you have to realize once you have that, that's what's going to be analyzed. That's where the insights come from, and that's where the intelligence is. So you really have to take a step back and understand, what are we missing, what could fuel our business, and map out like, what's an ideal world, right? What's an ideal world of every sales activity that we have? Should we put that in the system and see what happens after that? And the last one here, it's kind of a favorite of mine because it's helping your employees, right? This is going to give them time back. This is going to allow them to spend their time wisely. So yes, it might be spotting things that in their head might not be the most positive, of this deal slipping, or you don't have the right decision maker, or they haven't responded to you in a while. Our AI is predicting that this deal won't close, or you need to do email, you need to do follow up, all of that. But it's actually a beautiful thing, right? Nobody wants to be spending their time on something that actually has data to show that they should be taking other actions. So I think really training your employees and ensuring that they understand the why behind your adopting the AI technology, that it's really supposed to be meant to help them. And at the end of the day, they'll be more successful when they have that mindset, right?
All right.
So my third goal, if you remember in the beginning, I said today is I hope you take action. A little plug here if you'd like to take that right now. Revenue Grid, we have a booth just right over there across from our friends for Slalom. They're a customer of ours. We have a really fun leaderboard that you can discover your revenue leakage today. So there's your action. You can come up, our sales team will help you. We can input that data. And when you leave Dreamforce, you'll actually get a little mini result of that. But even more fun than that, you can win a MacBook and some fun giveaways here. So we have Amina here in the picture. This is from yesterday. She did this. We are not giving out the prize to the highest revenue leakage. We had that question yesterday. It's not what we want to see, right? It was the lowest revenue leakage here, according to the leaderboard. So she walked away with a MacBook Air. So definitely come by if you guys are interested. And furthermore, I have this QR code for you. This has to do with our AI technology that we released specifically for this week, our Sales Intelligent Engine. So if you're interested in learning more, all about what I talked about today and further, we would love for you guys to check it out. And thank you for your attention today. I enjoyed talking to you guys, and I'll be around if you have any questions.